Hey there everybody, I am Scott. Welcome on into my time machine. So Dune Prophecy episode 4. I am so done with this series. So in this video, I'll tell you what the final nail in the coffin was for me in watching Dune Prophecy. I'll also tell you a little bit about the two nuggets that I believe could bring me back to the series at some point. I've also got some updates to two predictions that I made in my video last week about episode 3. And instead of just whining about how much I think that this series sucks, I will tell you what I'm going to replace my Sunday night viewing with. So let's get on into it. For episode 4, I could talk about a few things. One, I could talk about how Valia just seems to be a broken record about how she's the black sheep of the Harkonnen family, and yet she is still trying to save their name. I could also get into the, oh my god, there's a shapeshifter in this series, but I will not focus on any of that. I will just get right into the scene that almost made me turn the episode off right then and there. So rumors are swirling, planted rumors, that Desmond Hart killed that little Duke Ricchese boy, the fiance of Princess Inez. And in my brain, I'm kind of like, didn't he already admit to this like a bunch of times? But anyways, that's what's going down. There's a big meeting. All the houses are coming together to say, hey, Emperor Carino, what's up with your boy? We hear he's a murderer. What's going on here? So the other layer at this meeting is that the rebellion is planning to do a big old thing there. So there are multiple layers going on in this meeting. One of the big moments is when a young Harkonnen, yes, the Harkonnens now have a seat at the table. They also have a truthsayer, which is Valia. So this young Harkonnen is actually Valia's nephew. I know it can get confusing, but anyways, he's there and he actually says, we are going to launch a formal inquiry into this murder. And that's when Princess Inez dramatically appears and says, and we are launching the inquiry into the Imperial House. Dun dun dun. Tight shot. Oh my God, what's going on? How did this happen? Oh my God, so much drama. But anyways, that's what happens. Everybody's like in chaos now, like, how can this be? So yeah, of course, Desmond Hart appears and is like, yeah, I did it. And I'm going to bring out some traitors and I'm going to burn them with my mind too and make everybody really go nuts. It's exhausting. I mean, this scene honestly reminded me of like a really bad CW series from like the early 2000s mixed with a terrible, overly dramatic soap opera. Sadly, that was me saying, Dune Prophecy, I am just not that into you. We are breaking up for good. Actually, not for good. I'm breaking up for now. That's what I should say. Is that a break? Is that what taking a break means from Friends? There are two little nuggets that might spark me to watch this series again, like sometime late next year, probably the summertime when I get bored. One of those nuggets is Tula. I love her. She seems to be on the level, but trust me, she is just as twisted as Valia is, and I love how that actress is playing this role. The other person that I'm really interested in is this Nephew Harkonnen, the nephew of Valia. Who is this guy? He's kind of nerdy, he's kind of funny. I am totally Harkonnen curious for him. Part of me is like, is he Tula's son? I really want to know, but I don't want to know enough to keep watching. Before I tell you what I am replacing my viewing with, I made two predictions in my episode 3 video that I need to talk about. One was that Kieran Atreides is the love child of Tula and Ori Atreides. Well, I did not catch this, but somebody told me that in this episode, Kieran actually revealed that he is the son of the little boy that Tula let go when she murdered the whole Atreides clan. Again, I did not catch that, but if that's true, then that blows my little theory right out of the water. I also predicted that Desmond Hart was the kid that got away when Tula murdered all the Atreides. So if what I just said about Kieran Atreides, then that means... I'm so confused. Okay, rewind, take 2. I said that... Okay, I said that Desmond Hart was the kid that got away when Tula murdered all the Atreides. So if what I just said about Kieran is true, then that totally messes that theory up, of course, because Desmond Hart could not be Kieran's father. Got it. But I do think there's a chance that Desmond Hart could be the love child between Tula and Ori Atreides. And I think Tula could possibly find that out next week when she's running that DNA blood sample that Valia collected at that big meeting. Okay, enough of me whining about Dune Prophecy and how much I hate this series. Let me tell you what I am going to be watching, or am watching now, instead of this series. So the first two that I'm watching are actually old series, but they're new to me. One, House of Dragon. Yes, please. I am loving this series. So I remember watching the very first episode when it came out a few years ago, but I guess it just didn't pique my interest because I dropped it completely. But I am so glad that a couple weeks ago we decided, hey, let's give that series another shot because I love me some dragons and I have been binge watching it ever since. Now, if you can get past cousins marrying cousins and brothers marrying sisters, then this is actually a really good storyline about power. It's just terrific. And I have complained a lot about Dune Prophecy doing some time jumping. Well, House of Dragon is totally guilty of some time jumping themselves, but because the writing is so good, the acting is so good, I don't mind it as much there. I am through season 1 and I am about to start season 2 this Sunday while others in the world are watching Dune Prophecy episode 5. The other series I'm watching, and I totally sound like an old man now because it is on Masterpiece Theater on PBS. It is Wolf Hall, and it is a terrific series. I am watching season 1 from 2015, and I think this series is getting a lot of attention now because from what I understand, season 2, the long anticipated season 2, is airing currently on the BBC. Wolf Hall is about Thomas Cromwell, one of the tragic superstars from the Tudor era. And for those of you who are not complete Tudor Plantagenet nerds like myself, Thomas Cromwell's story centers around King Henry VIII and one of his 6 wives, Anne Boleyn. Now, just a little side note, Anne Boleyn, I listen to a lot of podcasts, and Anne Boleyn has quite a following. I actually do not like Anne Boleyn. Now, I don't think she deserved to get her head chopped off or anything like that. But she is definitely not my favorite King Henry VIII wife, side note. I am actually team Catherine of Aragon, maybe sometimes team Anne of Cleves. But anyways, the story is centering more around Anne Boleyn's time as queen. This series is beautifully shot. The acting is superb. It is slow, and I know I complained about Dune Prophecy being slow, but because everything else in this series is so freaking good, I just let it be. It is a beautiful series. Now, I am halfway through season 1, and I really, really hope that PBS picks up season 2 after it's done airing on the BBC. Okay, that was my crazy rant, review, and recommendations. Thanks so much for going back in time with me. Remember, you are always welcome in my time machine.